the continuing story of Peyton Place. Starring Dorothy Malone as Constance Mackenzie, Ed Nelson as Michael Rossi, Ryan O'Neill as Rodney Harrington, Barbara Parkins as Betty Anderson, Tim O'Connor as Elliot Carson, Christopher Connolly as Norman Harrington, Patricia Morrow as Rita Harrington, James Douglas as Stephen Cord.
Single violent moment has shown those people closest to her how deeply she fears to return to the custody of her guardian. A single violent moment, and Rachel has forced Dr. Michael Rossi to take her back to Doctor's Hospital, where she knows she'll be under his care and his protection, at least for the time it takes to examine and bind her wound. To the young Harringtons, the incident can only add to their guilt, their feeling of responsibility too loosely taken. To Dr. Rossi, the incident pulls him irretrievably into the life of this frightened young girl.
You're a very brave girl.
I've been hurt more than that.
You've had stitches before?
No. I mean, when he...
When he hit you.
How did you know about that?
Mrs. Burroughs told me about it. She said she saw bruises on your arms and legs before. Often. Saline solution. Is that why you ran away, because he beat you? Did he beat you often?
I wouldn't cry. It made him mad, but I wouldn't cry.
Sometimes it's not bad to cry. Sometimes it can be good for you.
But this doesn't hurt. Honest.
Well, it doesn't hurt now because I've injected Novocaine into the cut, see? That's why you don't feel anything in there. All right, nurse. Now, is that why you ran away from home, because of the beatings?
No. Hey, you really saw this, don't you?
Yeah. Just like a tailor. Now, that's a pretty neat job, if I say so myself, huh? There you are. All right, nurse. Thank you. Now we can take this. Oh, you're very lucky you didn't hit the artery there. That would have left a nasty scar in this pretty little hand of yours.
Pretty?
Mm-hmm. Now we're gonna have to paint this one for a time being. Thank you, Miss Collins. I'll take care of the rest of the dressing.
Don't you want to paint this one so they match?
Yeah, all right. There you go. Now, I want you to keep this dressing on for several days. All right? Rachel.
Hmm?
Rachel, what is it you're afraid of? Rachel.
Never mind.
Well, if you're not afraid of the beatings, what is it you're afraid of? Is it something else he did? Something else your uncle did?
He's not my uncle. He married my aunt, but that doesn't mean he's my real uncle. Not my blood uncle. He just married her because he wanted the farm anyway. He didn't love her. He didn't even like her. He used to pretend. And she used to, when she wasn't too sick. They were always yelling at each other.
Sounds like a barrel of fun.
Fun? My aunt's sick all the time and cranky and Him yelling and sometimes using his belt on me.
Couldn't your aunt stop that?
Sometimes. She didn't know about it half the time.
I'm sorry, Rachel.
Oh, it's all right. It wasn't as terrible as that all the time, honest. You see, sometimes I'd get done with everything real fast, and then I'd take off while they thought I was still doing the chores. And I had this special place I used to go to. Nobody knew about it. I used to make believe it was my real home, with my real parents, like it used to be. And I was like all the other kids. I was going to school, and I used to ask them over, and we'd go upstairs and talk. It sounds dumb, doesn't it?
No. That doesn't sound dumb at all.
Anyway, sometimes I'd stay too long. I'd just forget it wasn't my real house. And then I'd go back to the farm. And
what?
He'd be real mad. He'd ask me where I'd been. But I wouldn't tell him. Not for anything.
Rachel, listen, this special place, is that the cabin where Norman and Rita found you?
I thought it was him.
Rachel, tell me what happened the last time.
The last time?
Yeah, the time you ran away. It was right after your aunt died, was it?
Yes, after she died. It was funny. She didn't seem sicker or anything. But I went into her room that morning to take her tea. And she was just lying there in her bed. She was dead. I talked to her the night before, but the next morning she was dead.
Rachel, listen to me. I want you to tell me everything that happened right after that.
I didn't cry. Isn't that strange? I wanted to cry. There was just him and me and the minister and the man from the funeral parlor at the grave. But I couldn't cry. And then we went back to the farm. Just the two of us.
Rachel, it's all right.
I had to get away from it. I had to. He grabbed me. It wasn't like the other times. He didn't hit me. He tried, you know, to kiss me.
Rachel, it's over. It's over now.
I got away. I can run real fast. I got away and I ran.
Rachel, listen to me. You won't have to go back there. I promise you, believe me. I won't even let him near you. I promise. You understand? All right. Now listen. We'll go find a little place here, huh? With a cot and what? A sink? All right, come on.
Is everything okay?
Oh, yeah, sure. Everything's fine. I want to thank you for coming down with us, Rita.
Oh, I was glad I could help. Do you want me to stay?
No.
Can she?
Well, look, why don't you come back tomorrow? I want to make sure she gets some rest tonight.
Okay.
Oh, Miss Choate,
I'll see you tomorrow, okay, Rachel?
would you take
Come
Rachel
on,
up to the second floor
Right.
west ward and get her settled up there, please?
I'll be
Yes.
out.
Absolutely no
Bye.
visitors without permission.
Yes, Doctor. No visitor.
Rachel.
Operator, this is Dr. Ross. If you get Steve in court for me, call me back, please. Thank you.
I guess you didn't hear me before.
It's very important that she has absolutely
I'm sorry.
no visitors.
Yes, Doctor, I understand.
All right, would you get a chart for me, please, for medication? Thank you.
Can I go now?
Oh, yeah, sure. Miss Joe, would you take her out?
Yes, Doctor.
Come on.
Come along, Rachel.
Aren't you going to come out?
Well, I'll come up and see you after I make my rounds. Have you got that call for Stephen Cord for me, please?
Yes, Doctor, I've reached him. He's at Ada Jack's Tavern.
Thank you. Oh, Stephen, this is Mike Rossi.
Oh, yes, Mike. What is it?
Well, it's about the girl, Rachel Wells, the one I told you about ran away from home. Well, I found out something about this fellow Chandler. From what the girl tells me, he's an unfit guardian for her. I mean, the point is, how can I go about getting a court order? I mean, I understand he's returning to the farm, and, well, I don't want her to go back there with him, and that's out of the question.
Well, look, Mike, this is tough for me to say, but I'm so tied up with this preliminary hearing. And...
Oh. Well, look, I'm sorry. I know how involved you are, but I just had to make the call. Look, maybe you can just tell me what I need. I mean, isn't it a question of some kind of a document or a restraining order or something like that?
Well, something like that, yes. It's not easy to give this quickly over the phone. Look, you know, Ted Dow's an authority on this kind of thing. He's much more knowledgeable than I am.
Oh, now, look, Stephen, I realize how busy you are, but...
Well, it's been one of those days, Mike. Try to understand, huh?
Yeah, sure.